who is going to talk around me, Jatina and I, right? It's okay. Cool. So guys, so basically we will start with the tyranny damage control. Tyranny damage control is basically we're gonna dive into the tyrant, right? Basically, in a way, a terrorist, a person who uh, is the one who spreads terror, right? What is terror? Panic, fear. It's caused into the world. So terror and panic, it's not the natural order of the world, right? If there has been tyranny, if there is terrorism, if there are wars in this world, they were all planned. It was not the nature of men to do stuff like that. It was the nature of not the nature of Hitler to become Hitler. It was not the nature of Osama bin Laden to become Osama bin Laden. Those who don't know Adolf Hitler, he has been the traitor of one of the world's worst traitors. He hailed from Germany, and Osama bin Laden, the one who was kind allegedly was blamed to be the leader of the operation, the Trade Center massacre back in the days. I don't know the year, but everybody knows about it. If you don't know about it, World Trade Center massacre. You can Google that or ask the Chat GPT or Gemini, and you should be able to get it. So what I'm doing is I'm eating food, right, guys? Welcome. Maybe wait for some people to go live with me, and then just ask questions and stuff. So basically, we have good men throughout the histories. We have good men who have governed the world into positive life, and then we have unhealed or wounded men that have humans, right? Basically, good humans got the world so far with their light and positivity, and bad men basically have got the world to a place where there is a little bit of problem, right? So conflicts, right? So we have problems between America and the Middle East, or say Afghanistan. We have problems between Israel and Palestine. We have problems between Pakistan and India. We have problem between Japan and America. We have problem between these major problems. So basically there is violence in the world, right? And throughout the ages, 1984 massacre between in India about Sikhs. Guys, everybody, hi everybody, my name is AJ. I bring content to uh, bring clarity, and I just share the content which helps us all become positive human. Hey, Benjamin, good afternoon, sir, or ma'am, or whoever you are. So on this channel, I basically talk about everything which steers us towards a better world, and my primary thing is clarity, right? So if bad shit happens, we talk about to gain clarity that this was not bad, right? And we encourage people to improve for good, develop for goodness, become choose self growth, choose to become the best version of yourself over no matter what problem we face, right? So my belief system is that every problem is connected. If there is a conflict in Philistine and Israel, there will be like a larger conflict around that across the world. It's like an atom bomb which ripples everywhere, right? So if there is a conflict somewhere, it will always affect all of us on some level. All right, guys. So this series is about a person, an unhealthy human, which becomes a tyrant. Example is, um, we'll take example of Hitler. I've taken example of Osama bin Laden. Technically these guys are not tyrants, right? So understanding that why it exists, the root of the whole thing, that help us gain clarity. And with clarity we understand and develop positive emotions around person who may have done bad to you in life or to anybody in life, right? So Adolf Hitler, for example, and we're going to take example of Adolf Hitler again and again. A person who became like a big figure, a tyrant figure in the history, and many people followed him. So what Adolf Hitler chased, he chased control and power, and then he was able to influence people to follow his direction, right? So that's what Adolf Hitler did as a tyrant. But before Adolf Hitler became a tyrant, right? We really need to understand what made him like that, right? So it's not just one Adolf Hitler, right? There is a guy in a family somewhere in Papamoa. If he punches his wife or punches his friends, experiences, or what do you call it, applies violence in his life on a regular basis, um, that person is kind of a same affected or say unhealthy wounded person. So on the surface one could go to the extreme, other could not go to the extreme. So we might know about one person who's a tyrant consciousness, um, from all angles, like the whole world would know it, but then there would be a tyrant person next to your house, maybe your neighbor. Nobody knows about it because his impact was covert, hidden, right? So two guys, right? Two guys, one in normal day-to-day setting, other guy, world famous tyrant, blockbuster tyrant in the world. So we're working towards 500 subscriptions, guys. We got 165 subscriptions on this YouTube channel, and would like to have some more, if that's okay with you guys, to subscribe, share, like, or whatever. Benjamuzan. Benjamuzan, is it from Syria or Egypt? Where are you from, brother? So yeah, so the story is long, guys. It starts from the childhood, right? When Adolf Hitler, for example, you never know, we never know his story. From the childhood, he may have been shamed, belittled, and over a long period of time, he may have felt very powerless, right? So mom and dad may have broken his spirit down. His neighbors may have broken his spirit down. Overall, he did not just get the best treatment growing up, and he thought, okay, the only way to get treatment, only way to get recognized in the world, it could only be just like showing people his power. So it goes after control. The only way to do well in life is about controlling everything, so everybody listens to him, and then makes everybody do what he wants to do in the world. So control and power, right? Unhealthy system. So this person creates, right? So the tyrant, due to unresolved issues in the childhood, due to not getting proper support, not a good treatment as a person, becomes like a angry guy. From that anger, he becomes like a guy who hates the world, and he thinks only way to survive is to basically rule and have control, and there is no other way to live life, right? But it's not his fault. For example, Bane, right? The movie Dark Knight Rises Bane, right? So this guy is the main tyrant, and then he has a group of people around him. So basically, what is it? Is it's a group of bunch of controllers, right? Terrorism control. So this organizations, right? They operate everywhere. So Al Qaeda is a Arabic organization. You have um, we have, hi Victor. How are you, Victor? Good. Yeah. So basically, there are people that practice harmony in the world, and there are people that do not practice harmony in the world. The people, they constantly create these situations and cause unwell-being in the world, right? Unwell-being through violence, through manipulation, anything negative, right? So they just do not let the world work in harmony and peace. Victor Mendoza is very happy. So two consciousness. So none of each is bad. Bad people causing violence, causing ruckus, causing mayhem, causing chaos, uh, doing to get a reaction from the world. And there are other people that are doing good reaction from the world, like people that Ratan Tata made a company like Tesla. Who else? Dancing like Michael Jackson, right? He's a consciousness, right? Left a good work, shared his energy in good ways. And then tyrant like Hitler, he shared his life force and life energy in destructive ways. So that's the essence of this whole series. It's not going to be long, but that's how a tyrant becomes a tyrant. So I'm going to share a journey of a person who is a real person in my life, a tyrant, and how actually tyrant becomes tyrant, which is by mistake, because the experience of life was not a good treatment. It becomes tyrant, but after becoming a tyrant, how this consciousness works, how this consciousness um, goes on a day-to-day basis, how it goes behind the scene to keep harming other people, to keep making sure that other people do not have a best life experience. So how the mind of a tyrant works, right? So I can't control what happened and why they become tyrants, but now we're talking about, hey, Victor Mendoza, thank you. So now we're talking about how a tyrant works on a day-to-day basis. Why? Because it's a tyrant who will always go out in the world to make sure that the world suffers. People, humans, creature, everybody in the world have a bad experience, pain, ruckus, uh, everything bad in the world happens because tyrants has a mind, and they use their mind to create a bad experience for one person or collective in the world. That's tyrant. So that's what we're working. Tyranny, damage control. So I'll pick up one guy, right? I have also been doing a snake damage control series as well, but here I will pick up one guy. His name is Ed Baxter. A former businessman. I worked with him. um, Eventually we had a good relationship in the beginning, but when there was a conflict around money, so this guy, basically we split. We do not work anymore. So I'm going to basically share all my experience, real life experience around my working with him, and you might also be experiencing something like that. So basically really to pin down this consciousness, how it shows up in the world, to only destruct the world and not construct the world, right? And how a tyrant consciousness doesn't know how to treat people, look after people, care for people, and all it cares for power and control. And whoever comes in the way of power and control, his way, my way, or highway kind of situation, whoever comes, he will just kill. He will just kill, remove whatever he is gonna do. It could be his own son. He might even he might even, like, kill his own son for his benefit. uh, it's in a way pedophile consciousness, right? Pedophiles even go and have sex with their own kids because of how much hate, aggression, anger, and how much junk they have inside themselves, right? So yeah, that's what we are working towards now, right? Slowly. So that's tyrant consciousness. I'm gonna start sharing what happens exactly, like, when the day, when this guy wants to control the world, and he doesn't want anybody, good person, to actually go up the top and win in the world. What happens exactly? So what tyrant goes through, how it happens, and how it keeps the control, which is much needed to be removed. The tyrant control, it's much needed to be removed from the world. Once we remove the tyrant control, you will see that the world is a very abundant place. You can do whatever you want to do in this world if there is no control in the world. If there is, you don't have to do the job. uh, you do the job because you want to play with the job, right? So anything is possible when tyrants are not controlling and governing the world. Or say, we have a good understanding of removing tyrants from the planet. Cool. Guys, like, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. 14 minutes on this one, and I'll come up with the next one, yeah? Inside the mind of a tyrant, what happens and all that stuff. So we'll keep rolling with this. This was for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.